Dude, APOC, I was telling Rip when he got here, on that tape, we just teased the tag. Like we were trying to get, like Fang was our third partner, so he took all the, all the heat and the bumps and everything. But Fang was in early, getting a little bit of shine, but he pointed to my brother, like to see, you want me to tag him in? And the place was just going nuts. I'm talking absolutely crazy on just the potential of a tag to get him in. It was unbelievable.
It was potential chili.
It was great, man. Place was electric. He was over, baby. He was over for a night. That's for damn sure.
I'd imagine.
It could have been like the greatest night of his life.
And I just said, well, I mean, it should have been. I mean, that's when I did the my first show, man. I knew I was getting back in. Like there was no doubt in my mind that.
Was this? Are you talking the Battle Royal, or when the thing fell out of my pot, or when you dropped the gimmick? At the
no.
show?
I'm talking about the Seymour Battle Royal, or the Muncie Battle Royal with Cena and all those guys.
Now, how many? Now, you got all them films of the victories you had in Muncie?
I mean, APOC, I don't know if you know this, but I beat John Cena, I beat Rene Dupree, I beat Idol Stevens.
I remember the story. Yeah,
I mean, I beat.
That's why Batista had eyeballed you that one time when we were backstage.
At WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did do that, didn't he?
He sure did.
I forgot about that.
And that's when Hogan come up to you and he wanted you to do something. You told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
And he just said, okay.
He said, okay. He said, okay.
And you were taller than him.
Yeah.
He was looking down at him.
That's right. It's exactly how it happened, man.
Big man.
Damn.
Hey, Beast, you're on here. I just sent you a link through Messenger. Just sent it to you. So Man Beast was in that match with Chili, my brother.
Oh.
And he just had him stand in the middle of the ring. And he tried to tackle, boom, bumped.
Uh-huh.
Then he did a different, then he got down and ran all the way across the ring, bumped. Then he went to the turnbuckle and had my brother come over just a little bit and try to do a flying tackle off the middle rope, bumped. My brother never moved.
Perfect.
And he took 3 bumps. Power comes in. Clay turns around, bump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was awesome. And the place was just going nuts. Yeah. Absolutely nuts.
Less is more, baby.
Less is more.
I was telling the kids at our school, I go, it doesn't matter sometimes how good you are and what you can do, but if you got any ounce of personality and fire, it'll make up for every other thing that you don't have.
Yeah.
So.
That's the problem with today's wrestling. Is characters. Everybody needs a character. Everybody needs to be goddamn different.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about stupid moves. They don't fucking mean anything.
Yeah.
Unless you beat somebody with them.
Yeah. I mean, I went to my first shows this weekend for the first time in a while at NWA. And I have to say, it was a really good show. Like all of their shows were really good from top to bottom because they were just like old school matches. Like I hadn't actually watched wrestling like that in a long time. And I was like, wow, this is actually really good. Like even their younger talent that, were just getting out there, all of those guys, like they were just, it was real hard hitting, good wrestling. And I was like, wow, this is nice to see a show like this. Like this is 100% watchable and enjoyable from top to bottom. So.
Anything old is new again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched some of it online. Now, are you allowed to tell us anything, man? Did you have a match? You allowed to break any news here?
I did not have a match. I was there mostly supporting our Death Proof students because a bunch of them got used for the show. And like one of our guys actually worked Homicide, so he had a really great match. That'll be on TV in a few weeks, I guess, or on their YouTube show for Power. So that was Salazar. He's one of the Death Proof guys, and one of our girls, or a couple, I can't remember if one of them was on TV. One of the girls was on TV, and it was funny because one of the security guys kind of standing behind me watching the monitor, he goes, wow, these girls are really kicking the shit out of each other. And probably like 2 seconds after that, one of the girls forearmed the other one in the face and knocked out a bunch of her teeth. So, it was it was no joke. There are girls out there, like even I'd been watching a dark match the day before, and I was like, do these girls hate each other for real? Because like, wow, they're beating the shit out of each other. Yeah, it was something else.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got to go down there. I was kind of thinking maybe you'd have a match I'd get to see, but whatever.
No luck. We'll see what comes in the future. You never know. it was good to see it. There was a lot of, that was a really good locker room. There's a lot of cool people in there, and that's
Bunch
like
of old OVW people too.
Yeah,
At
it's
least
it's a really nice, like, talking to the guys, like it was a pretty awesome environment. Like it's a rare place in pro wrestling today. It was cool to see, though. Really cool to see. Made me actually enjoy wrestling again.
It's so much fun to hear you guys when I get you on here and hear your voice and talk to you and telling you stories about 20 years ago or whatever, and how we've all kicked around and stayed in the business one way or the other.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you go somewhere else and there's these guys. Well, hell, we was together how many years ago? And you go back to telling stories about this guy and that guy and what we did in class and all the stupid shit that was going on and all the swerves, all the fucking ribs, etc.
Yeah, well, that's what was cool, because there was guys there, like OVW guys, that I'd never met before, because they were there before me, and or before or after, because like there was, like Chris Masters, I'd never really gotten to meet, or Trevor Murdoch. Like somehow we'd missed each other all these years, and then even like Jack Stain, getting to meet him and like talk to him and stuff. Like me and him talked about OVW for quite a bit, so it was pretty cool. There's always that OVW bond between like such a huge crew when you think about it. So.
Yeah, because I was there 20 some years, something, whatever the hell it was. Yeah. And I'll sit there and you'll mention these names and I get confused. I'll see a face and not a name, or then I know the name and not a face. Yeah. And then I said, what was the nickname I called him? Because they had their own, they had their real names, their gimmick names, and names I'd call them.
Yeah, exactly.
So I had all the above, and I'm fucking so goddamn old, and I get confused on everything. So what the fuck?
I feel you.
If you guys need to go at all, just jump out of here. I'm bringing a couple more people on, but if you ever need to leave, just say, "Hey, I'm out. Peace out." But you got to put us over first. You got to come in here and tell us how great a show we have and all that kind of stuff, so I can clip it up and put it out later. I think you already did that, though.
Always looking for the praise. Always looking for that, for the
hell yeah. I mean, isn't that right, Rip? I mean, come on.